Chinese soldiers have joined the Russian war in Ukraine. That's the claim being made by the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. On Tuesday, Zelensky told reporters that Ukrainian forces had captured 2 Chinese men fighting on Russia's side in eastern Ukraine. Now, this is big. If true, it could potentially threaten the fragile peace effort in the works.
We captured Chinese soldiers on Ukrainian territory. Ukrainians entered the battle in Donetsk region, in Tarasivka and Belgorod, with 6 Chinese soldiers. 2 were captured.
Remember, China is a close ally of Russia, but is not publicly known to have directly aided in the Kremlin's war efforts. Beijing has also offered to mediate a peaceful solution to the war and proposed a 12-point peace plan in 2023. Writing on X, where he posted a video of one of the men, Zelensky said that Kyiv has information suggesting that there are many more Chinese citizens in Russian units. He said that he has ordered his officials to get a response from Beijing. Now, it's not clear whether the captured men were regular soldiers, and Beijing is yet to issue a public comment. But Zelensky has already made up his mind. He says that Chinese involvement, whether directly or indirectly, is a clear signal that Putin intends to do anything but end the war, it seems. And this comes amid a confirmation of Ukraine's new shock offensive inside Russian territory. Ukraine's 47th Mechanized Brigade has released drone footage showing strikes in Russia's Belgorod region. The brigade said in a Telegram post it was targeting Russian troops gathering in houses. The video was released after Ukraine's president admitted for the first time publicly that his troops have been active inside the Russian territory. Remember, Ukraine's operation in Kursk, another Russian territory where they made a surprise incursion last year, continues. And according to latest reports, Ukrainian troops remain in parts of the neighboring Russian region. 8 months after a cross-border incursion, though Russian forces seem to have recaptured much of the lost territory. Last night, on Tuesday, during his nightly video address, Zelensky referred to the operations and congratulated the unit for its performance.
Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky also reported on the front line our presence in the Kursk region and our presence in the Belgorod region. We continue active operations in the enemy's border areas, and this is absolutely justified. The war must return to where it came from. Our main objective remains the same: to protect our land and our communities in the Sumy and Kharkiv regions from Russian occupiers.
And despite Russia's recapturing of areas of Kursk in recent weeks, Zelensky has hailed Ukraine's operation as a successful one, in that it drew Russian forces away from the war's main front line, that is in Ukraine's Donetsk region. In fact, he has said that thanks to Ukraine's cross-border operation, the troops have been able to better defend the country's own eastern front line. But questions are still there. Has Ukraine's Kursk operation really helped the country? Did it really take the pressure off east in the front line? Because even though Zelensky defended Ukraine's cross-border operation and hailed the Kursk operation as successful, Russian troops have continued to decimate Kyiv's troops in East Ukraine. On Sunday, Russia said its troops had seized the village of Basivka. It is located in Ukraine's northeastern Sumy region, opposite Russia's Kursk. They were said to be battering Ukrainian forces in different settlements. Meanwhile, the Russian president has repeatedly suggested that Russian forces carve out a buffer zone along the border. And what's more, Russian forces also continue to mount multiple attacks on villages around the eastern Ukrainian town of Pokrovsk. This is as per the admission of senior Ukrainian military officials. On Tuesday, Ukraine's police released a video showing police officers driving through shattered streets and charred buildings. In Pokrovsk, around 7,000 people are believed to remain inside Pokrovsk, which had around 60,000 residents before the war. Remember, Russian forces have for months tried to encircle Pokrovsk, a logistics hub. But Ukrainian troops have so far managed to resist the Russian advances. Pokrovsk is located in the Donetsk region, by the way, and has seen intense fighting over the past year. But geolocated footage tracked by the Institute for the Study of War showing that Russian forces have made marginal advances in south and southwest of the city. So then what does Zelensky hope to gain from Belgorod? Russia's Belgorod, which has a population of 1.5 million, is located close to Kursk. In March, Russia had admitted that Belgorod was attacked by Ukraine. However, the Russian military said they had foiled Ukrainian attempts to cross over into Belgorod. By occupying Belgorod, Zelensky hopes to once again divert Russia's attention away from Kharkiv and Sumy regions of Ukraine. Ukraine, by the way, is also trying to ease the pressure on its other regions like Donetsk. According to reports, Ukraine's operation in Belgorod is much smaller in scale when compared to its raid in Kursk. In Kursk, Kyiv's troops had at one point seized a number of villages, including the regional town of Sudza. Zelensky and his top commander saying that such incursions have forced Russia to redeploy troops from the Donetsk region, where Russian troops have been making steady advances in recent months. But a number of war analysts have questioned the military experience of Ukraine's operations on Russian soil, and they have pointed to high combat casualties and weapon supply difficulties. As far as talks to end the war go, it's unclear where they stand right now, but with the operations in Belgorod, Ukraine hopes to hold on to as much Russian territory as possible so it can exchange the occupied territories for future ceasefire negotiations. Remember, currently Russia controls about 20% of Ukraine's territory. Will Ukraine be able to achieve its objectives in Belgorod? And to what extent will it help Ukraine's case in any future peace talks? Only time will tell. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.